Barnaby Joyce told Sky News he will challenge Michael McCormack if there is a spill of the leadership. It comes less than 24 hours after Bridget McKenzie resigned over the sports rorts saga, sparking what we've already seen as a destabilising reshuffle on the eve of a new parliamentary year. Live to our political reporter Eliza Edwards. Eliza, there's a packed field emerging to take Senator McKenzie's job, but it looks like there could also be a trigger to spill the entire leadership team. And Barnaby Joyce has confirmed to us this morning that he will be a contender if that happens.
Quite an unpredictable situation emerging here, Laura, in terms of the Deputy Nationals position. Plenty of MPs lining up to take on that role. Sky News understands at least 5 MPs will put up their hand, including David Littleproud, David Gillespie and Darren Chester as well. Now, that's after Bridget McKenzie resigned late yesterday over a breach of ministerial standards that was found by the Prime Minister's department. Now, this spill in the Nationals party room tomorrow could also include Michael McCormack's role as leader, with Barnaby Joyce telling Sky News that he will put up his hand and run if a spill is called. He's also told Seven that he's shown in the past he is a capable leader.
Obviously, after a spill, there is technically no leader. That is a right in a Westminster system of government. It's up to others if there's a spill. I believe that I've done the job before. Every seat we've got is 101 in the previous election before the one we've just had. But I'll leave that up to my colleagues. They can make the call, and that's where it'll stop.
So do you have colleagues, have you been told that they will make the call for a spill?
I'm not another person. If they choose to do it, they choose to do it. And I would never put a certainty on anything. I've said every time people have asked me that if there's a vacancy, and after a spill there is, that I'd stand. That's nothing new.
Bit of a red herring there, you'd have to say, Eliza. It doesn't mean that Barnaby Joyce couldn't call for the spill himself. It doesn't take another member. So it could very well be the case, and this is not being confirmed by Barnaby Joyce this morning, whether he is willing to first call the spill and then put his hand up for the leadership. But you'd think he'd want to see some support from other quarters within the Nat party room. We will see tomorrow as that meeting gets underway tomorrow morning. Of course, a lot can happen between now and then. Meantime, we forget why we are also talking about the Nats leadership at the moment. Less than 24 hours ago, Bridget McKenzie had to resign over this sports rort saga. It seems the Prime Minister is trying to draw a line in the sand here, but it's not over.
No, certainly not over, Laura. As Parliament begins for the year tomorrow, this sports rort saga is going to continue this. The Prime Minister sought to draw a line in the sand by adopting a key recommendation from the Auditor General for more transparency around future grants programs, but Labor will continue their attacks on the handling of the sports grant program, in particular any involvement the Prime Minister's office had in approving those grants. Laura?
Eliza, thank you. Now, we do know there is a number of Nationals that are interested in at least running for the deputy leadership. They include the likes of David Gillespie, Keith Pitt potentially weighing up his options, but the more obvious ones, Darren Chester, Matt Canavan and David Littleproud. Now, we have heard from the National Senator Matt Canavan this morning. He says he is standing by Michael McCormack and perhaps isn't that interested in running for deputy.
No, I've already said no. I'm not running for deputy. But look, obviously, I want to say up front that Bridget's done a fantastic job as Agriculture and Sports Minister. She's been a passionate fighter for regional Australia. I know she will continue to be a passionate fighter for regional areas. It's unfortunate what's happened, but the Prime Minister set a high standard, and now I'll have discussions with my colleagues about how we move forward.
Will you back Barnaby for the leadership?
Well, look, this is all speculation as far as I can see. I know. You in the media here don't just want to sometimes hold the starter's gun, you want to push people off the starting line. So I haven't had any conversations with Barnaby about this. Well, look, I haven't seen that myself.
He says he won't run unless someone calls a spill. Will you be that person? Well, I'll come back to that, just one thing at a time. I've got Barnaby's number, so if I'll give him a call. I'm not going to speak to him through the media. No, of course, I support Michael McCormack as leader of the Nationals Party, but I will have these conversations with my colleagues. So you won't call a spill?
Well, I've rejected that. Now, guys, I've got to go, sorry.
Is Michael McCormack doing a good job?
We're doing a fantastic job as Nationals, delivering great results. I mean, look at what we've been able to achieve, particularly for the resources industry in my part of the world. We've got that Adani Carmichael mine going. We've got agricultural firing. We've got all these market agreements and access. We're backing the continued expansion of live exports. Imagine what we'd have. If we'd had a Labor government the last few years, we probably wouldn't have a live export industry. They'd be shutting down our coal industry, and we'd have no jobs in regional Australia. That's what I'm focused on, not my job, not anyone else's job. I continue to focus on those jobs, and I do have to go to another radio interview. I love you all, but I've got to do another media interview.